All right, good morning. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Real Madrid Hub. I'm your host, Dr. Jota. And yeah, there are many topics to speak about today. So I'm going to try to recap all of them and give you a quick heads up on the different subjects that we have to speak about today. So let's get started with the first one. The first one, and the most important to me, it's about the words from Mbappe last night after the game that PSG won 4-0, and where the French forward scored like twice, two goals. And at the end of the game, he was asked about his situation with PSG. You know, if the journalist wanted to know if he is going to extend his contract with PSG, or if, on the other hand, if he finally is going to change the French team for Los Blancos, for Real Madrid. And well, to me, the words are very, they clarify everything right now. Mbappe said basically that right now he's thinking about it. It's true that he is in negotiations with PSG, with Leonardo and all the board members. But right now, he said that he doesn't have any answer. He really doesn't know what he wants to do. If he want to stay or he want to move. But what he said, and he was very clear at that point, what he said is basically that if he signed another renewal, another contract renewal, or if he extends his time in PSG, it's going to be for a while. It's going to be for many years. So to me, my own interpretation on the words of Kylian Mbappe is basically that what he want to say is that, okay, it's a kind of, he's kind of raising a red flag to Real Madrid, trying to say, okay, guys, if you don't take this seriously, if you don't do anything, to try to sign me for the next year, I will stay. I'm gonna make more money here, and I'm gonna be here for many years. So there will be no any other chance for you guys to sign me in the future. So that is basically my interpretation on the words of Kylian Mbappe. So that is basically what we've been talking about over the last weeks in Jota Real Madrid. If we don't do anything, if we once again try to push the sign of Kylian Mbappe and delay it for the next year, he might come to Real Madrid for free. But the problem is he will not available then. Because he is going to extend his contract this year. So I don't think that he is willing to wait another more year. So the core or the point of his words is basically, okay, Florentino, it's the moment. If you want to do something, do it now, because I'm not going to be here forever. That is basically my interpretation. Now you guys can comment or think about it, but to me, this is pretty obvious that Kylian Mbappe wants to come to Real Madrid, but if he doesn't see any sign, any gesture, any other, thing where he can interpret like, okay, these guys want to sign me, to me, the story with Kylian Mbappe will be over. And we probably, we will probably lose him. That's it. So, no, I don't know. That's my idea, my opinion. Now, you guys can comment in the section below. Okay, so that is the first one and maybe the most important. The second most important is that today, as you probably know, last summer, Achraf Hakimi was sold in a very controversial sign to Inter de Milan, because everybody was thinking about, okay, this guy, once he's done with Borussia Dortmund, he will return to Real Madrid for the next summer, for the next year. And then we were told that he was that he had been sold to Inter de Milan. So it was a surprise to me, because I was thinking that Zidane wanted him for the right wing. Sorry, and Okay, yeah, it was very controversial, but the thing is, and the problem is, that Inter de Milan hasn't paid yet the transfer for Achraf Hakimi. I mean, it was supposed to be paid not in one shot, but in 4 different moments during this time. I mean, it was like the first payment had to be in January, and then with all this coronavirus outbreak and financial crisis and all this stuff, they decided to push this first payment to March. And now today in Corriere dello Sport, they claim actually that Real Madrid might want to get to Achraf Hakimi back to Real Madrid. I mean, the thing is, okay guys, if you don't pay, we will get to Hakimi back to Real Madrid. But now, like 35 minutes later, Real Madrid, in an official statement, has claimed that there's no any single problem with Inter de Milan. They are not planning to recover to Achraf for Real Madrid. And I mean, for them it's kind of normal situation. I mean, problems between clubs, but problems that have to be solved between the clubs, and there's no any single problem or issue or situation with Inter de Milan right now. That is the official statement from Real Madrid. So to me, okay, it's like, okay, good. So you are cutting the salaries to the players, but on the other hand, what you're doing in regards to another clubs, transfers, players that we sold in the past, you are not aggressive enough. I mean, man, and this is a message for Florentino Perez. So in the middle of this pandemic, we have lost like millions of euros. So we didn't have any losses or something like that, because actually we are the only team along to Bayern de Munich that had earnings in the last year. It's two teams in Europe that had earnings, and one is Real Madrid and the other one is Bayern Munich. But so if you want to cut the salaries of your players, that's okay, that's fine, I get it, I understand. But what I can't understand is, why are you not aggressive enough with other clubs? I mean, if they have to pay you, and it's not a little money, I mean, we are talking about 40 million euros. If they have to pay you, man, you have to push them. It's not your thing, it's not your problem. If they don't have money to pay, it's because they did something wrong in the past. But it's not your problem. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get it. I can understand. Why are you pushing your players and you are not pushing other clubs? That is the thing. But that is my opinion. So right now, apparently there's nothing, any problem, any deal, any issue between Real Madrid and Inter de Milan. So that is the news. Like I said, it was an official statement, was released like 30 minutes ago, and well, apparently everything it's okay. And the third and the last story I have for you guys is regarding to Sergio Reguilon. Okay, apparently, according to Sport Witness, as you probably know, Real Madrid sold last summer as well the Sergio Reguilon to Tottenham, but Real Madrid included a clausule, a condition to recover Sergio Reguilon just for 45 million. I mean, Reguilon was sold for 35 million, and then Real Madrid put a condition on the contract saying, okay, if we want this guy back the next year or in 2022, we can get him for just 45 million. It doesn't matter if he or his market value goes up or goes down. It doesn't matter. Real Madrid has a kind of advantage conditions in order to return to Sergio Reguilon to Real Madrid. So apparently, according to Sports Witness, Real Madrid wants to do it effective and wants to execute that condition and wants to recover the Sergio Reguilon for the next season. And the reason is because they realize that Marcelo is no longer competition for Real Madrid. And the problem with that is that we only have one single left win for the next season, because, I mean, I'm assuming that Marcelo will leave Real Madrid by the end of the season. So in that situation, we only would have to one single player for that position, which is for Mendy, which is not enough. So to me, okay, it's good. I get it. I understand. But the problem, again, it's why in the world would you sell a player that you already know that is a very good player and he also can play in your team? I mean, the thing is, what I'm criticizing here is basically, why did you sell this Sergio Reguilon last year when you already knew that you were going to need another left winger? I mean, why? That is what I can't understand, because now you have to pay 45 million. And the problem is, you have to pay 45 million. I mean, you are right now, Real Madrid, Florentino Perez is implementing a lot of austerity policies in order to cut expenses and cut salaries and all this stuff. That's good. I understand. It's normal. It's the situation. But now, think about it. If we had to pay 45 million for Sergio Reguilon, if we are not receiving the 40 million from Achraf Hakimi, and if we next year, if we get back to Gareth Bale, because I mean 90% sure that Tottenham is not going to renew his loan with Gareth Bale, and Gareth Bale will be back in Real Madrid, we will have to pay his salary, which is insane. So by the end of the day, we will have a lot of more expenses that will mess and will ruin your austerity policies. So that is the thing. So basically, I'm criticizing everything in this video. I'm criticizing the attitude of Real Madrid and Florentino Perez towards Mbappe, towards Achraf and Inter de Milan, and towards Sergio Reguilon. So yeah, I'm very critical in this video, but that is what I feel, man. It's just something that I had to say. So, okay, now guys, you have all the news. So, I don't know, make your own opinion, form your own opinion, and just comment in the section below. And of course, subscribe my channel, Real Madrid Hub.